All right. Kick it off, Bobby. I'll be right back.
So welcome to the
live.
Bobby and Bonnie and Marcus show. Ronnie has to make a phone call, so we thought we might talk about him for 10 minutes.
Yes. This is probably going to be my most exciting podcast that we've done. I love this portion of our job, which is the delivery process.
Yeah, it is. Like being an auto broker is really fun. And part of the reason it's fun is because a lot of times people are excited about what they're buying. Yeah. So you get to be part of that over and over and over again if you've done your job right.
Yeah,
correctly. Yeah.
Absolutely. And like for me, like the most fulfilling thing that we do is deliver the cars and watching the excitement on our client's face when they come and they see the car with the bow on it and they see that we're all it's all shined up and ready to go for them. It's just the smile on their face is what really makes it all just click and makes me happy. So
that's actually when sometimes like people ask me, well, why do you like your job? And one of the things I really like about it is that like we get to guide people through this process, this expensive process that should be fun, but often is not. And so we take a lot, we take the work out of it. We take the mistrust and stress and negotiating out of it. And so, like when you get to deliver the car and the person is like, this wasn't that hard and I love this car. It's really great.
Yeah. What's up, everybody?
I guess it's now the Ronnie and Marcus and Bonnie and Bobby show again. Yes. So it's
definitely the most fun process. I mean, we work as a team at that point. I mean, we always work as a team, but even if it's not my client, I like to get my hands in there and wipe a few smudges off the car or something.
Oh yeah, that's true. Like you'll see us out there. You'll see us out there like with a little yellow rag, like.
Every detail matters to us, and that's something that from my experience with the dealership, the delivery process was, you sit with the customer for 6-7 hours and then they're out of the box and the car gets out of detail, but there's no bow, there's no anything. You just sit them in the car, run them through the technology and all that information, and then they're out the door and you never see them again.
We spend a lot of time like trying to experience what the client is going to experience when they come in, so we can make sure that it's a good experience.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, look at how this car looks like a starry sky when you shine it up.
For most of our clients, when they come to pick up the car, how they see it when they pick it up is the first time most of our clients see the car that they get. So, when that kind of lights up in their eyes and they're like, oh my gosh, that's my car.
Seeing it in person. Seeing it in person is something else, and that's the memory that they're going to have. Those pictures. It's going to be great.
Yeah, and you can show them pictures and everything, but nothing does like the in-person justice.
And a lot of times with a used car, especially, like the pictures, like the car hasn't been shined up yet, and like so when you see it for the first time, like it's a real kind of experience.
Yeah, and there was one car that we did recently that the Maxima that you did, that the paint was just gorgeous.
Yes.
The blue metallic flake. I mean, it was just beautiful.
This car.
Yeah. I mean, when you get really close to it, like obviously the pictures don't do it as good of justice as it looks in person. It still looks dang good in the pictures, don't get me wrong. But I mean, when you looked at the paint in person, you could see all the metallic flakes and how it really sparkles and shines in the sunlight.
Yes.
And it's just I love cars, and that's just one of the things that I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so nice.
Right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So these guys could geek out all day on that. Let me explain to you some stuff about. Let me explain to you some stuff of why this is done. It's called the delivery process. There's a process involved. I think when we meet people, they think, they run to a dealership, they buy a car from the dealer, doing the same thing I can do, and then they bring the car there and it's already clean. I don't know what's going to happen, what it's going to look like, what it's going to smell like, all of these things, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's not what's going on. We're buying the cars, number one, at the same place the dealers buy cars. We have access all over the country. So when you have a Ford dealer at an auction buying cars, they're going to buy 20 or 30 cars to put on their lot for that day so they can try to sell them to people. What we're doing is picking out that one blue Maxima. Mm-hmm. The one. We're looking through 30 cars to pick one for a specific client that has ordered that car and trusted us to do a good job by bringing them a quality car that's reliable and is not flawed. So what people need to understand, and what I wanted to describe in this video was, this is what's going on. Like, if you really think about it, guys out there in the internet, like, most things that we pay for now, we have to pay up front.
Yeah.
And then get service later. I was just going through an ice cream parlor. I don't want to ruin anybody's name or anything. But before I get my ice cream, they asked me how much I wanted to tip.
Mm.
And I'm like, man, that's fine. I mean, if that's the way they do business, I'm not saying it's bad. But, I have not been served yet.
Right.
And what I have told these guys is our business will never be that way. We're always going to deliver. That's why when we buy the cars, we use our money. We use our shippers. We pay them up front. We take care of everything. Our clients spend no money before they see their car and do their paperwork. Then they close. So what does that mean? We have to perform, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We have to perform and deliver, which is actually the secret to everything I do. I just do everything I say I'm going to do.
Yep.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Everything I tell you I'm going to do is going to happen. If it's got a scratch on it, I'm going to tell you about it. Where the scratch is, that's where it's going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Now, throughout this process that we're going through, this delivery process, we go through things like, I'm going to go down this list with you guys. Mechanical inspections. Like, this is a top thing. People always ask, well, how do I know the car that you're buying for me is going to be mechanically sound?
Mm-hmm.
This is another reason why we like newer cars. We like
Yeah.
18s, 19s, 20s, 21s, stuff that's still under warranty. That maximum only at 21,000 miles. So like, we like things that are still under warranty because it makes it a lot better for the client. Most of the time, it doesn't cost you a lot more to get the car that's under warranty than one that's not. And so we have those discussions with people. Anybody want to shed light on mechanical inspections, Bonnie?
Well, the way I usually explain it is that it's inspected for major problems, such as, like the transmission's not working in the engine, and we're not going to try to give you that car. So it used to be that they would be inspected on site. I think now we inspect them here, and then we just, I don't know what we do with them because it hasn't happened, but we won't sell it. We won't give you that car. And then it's inspected for smaller things, like locally by a local mechanic shop that is not us, which is different from a dealership where their mechanics are usually affiliated with the same dealership. We're sending it to somebody else, an independent shop, to go through the vehicle and tell us what's wrong. Does it need new tires? How are the fluids? Does it, how, I don't know the different parts of the vehicle. Marcus does. You could describe this
all the
a lot
safety
better,
aspects,
but,
brakes and
safety
everything.
aspects,
Yeah.
And so we're making sure that the car is in good shape by using this independent shop that's going to tell us the truth.
And they're local. Honestly, the majority of our clients are local, especially on used cars.
Yeah.
So, these people we can come back to and we have recourse with them. So, if there's something that they miss, which all mechanics do, all salespeople do, or human, we can go back and have those things addressed or looked at later. But we do look at all of these vehicles up front before they go to the next step, which is the detail process. But anything you want to add to inspections?
Yeah. And really the inspections are really when we're talking about the used cars, right? And on average, these used cars will get inspected 2 to 3 times before it even reaches our client's hands.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, when we get it inspected here, it goes through a 150-point inspection process that they go over mainly the big things first, make sure the engine's running properly, make sure the transmission's smooth, make sure, the safety things that we talked about are accurate. And working properly. And then if it needs an oil change, we do an oil change because that's pretty standard. But when we're talking about new vehicles, now what a lot of people don't realize is new vehicles, when they get to the dealerships and when they get off the truck, they don't actually run when they get off the truck. They're in what you call limpo mode. And then they do a PDI inspection, which is a pre-delivery inspection. And it's a 200-point inspection with most cars, depends on the manufacturer. And that's how they turn the systems on. They turn everything on, and then the car will actually start to work. And then, it's another 200-point inspection. But when we get those new cars, and there's no need to do a second inspection because they are brand new vehicles. And if anything's not working properly, right when they're off the truck, I mean, that's typically cause for a recall.
New cars don't need to go to mechanics.
No.
But they do need to be inspected.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sometimes they miss stuff. I have a car coming back today that they put sticky tape all over the car to protect them. And so they're coming by tomorrow at noon to get some of that off because it was left on the car. Nobody saw it and it was raining. I mean, that stuff happens, guys. But new cars don't need to go to the mechanics, but they still get inspected to make sure it's operating properly. We actually have checklists with the new cars from the manufacturer that you can go through with us, make sure everything's good, and then you're set.
Yeah, I think it's worth noting that in all those cases, like all those people are inspecting it, but then we're looking at it again when it gets here to make sure that they didn't miss anything.
Absolutely.
That tape.
Yeah, and I think it's a great value to the client, because realistically, those cars, when you're buying a used car in most situations, yeah, if it has a factory or manufacturer's warranty left on it, that's positive. But majority of the time, those cars are sold as is.
Yeah.
So basically, that means if anything is going on with that car, it's your problem and not theirs. We don't take that approach. We take the approach of, hey, we're going to make sure that, hey, we purchased this car first. This is a car that meets our standards. This is a car that we would drive. And then we fix everything on that car. So you're getting the best possible product when you see that vehicle parked out in the parking lot with that bow on it.
I think you said it right. I mean, like, the thing about it is, guys, we're not really selling cars.
Mm-hmm.
We're providing solutions. And so when we're looking for cars to sell you, it's because we have an order,
Mm-hmm.
and now we're going to find the right fit.
Yes.
Mhm.
And we look through 30 cars to find your one
Mhm.
because of X, Y, Z, A, B, 3, all of those things.
Exactly.
It's like, well, this one's better than this one because it's got less marks, where it's been in the country, Carfax reports, all different types of things we're doing in the background to make sure our clients have a very, very easy day.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, we're not going to talk about everything. Like, this is the delivery process. Like, we're taking you from the point right now where we've done an order, we purchased the car. Here's the process it's going through before you come and see it and get in it and then do your paperwork, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
So we've talked about mechanical inspections. One of the shops we use, Fast Family Automotive Services Team. These guys are incredible. They came here from
Absolutely.
Texas. They do a lot of work for us, and we're very happy to have them.
Mhm.
So if you're local and you're looking for, they do some mobile work as well as on-site work. So if you're looking for a mechanic that's really good that you can trust, they'll stand behind their work, let us know. Put it in the comments. We'll get you set up with Chris Corey over at Fast.
Mhm.
Yep.
All right.
Absolutely.
Now let's talk about professional detail. I used to not have enough money to do this back in the day.
Mhm.
And I used to take the cars to certain car washes, and it didn't work out as well as I wanted it to. We no longer do that. We go ahead and spend the money up front to get the car detailed. It's not a $500 detail, but it is a $200 detail,
Mhm.
which they can extract stuff from the carpets. They can clean the seats. All the little details that you would want to see in the car before you take delivery are done. Anybody want to add anything to that?
Only that our detailers, all the ones that we've used, did a better job than Mercedes did on that one of the cars that I sold.
Did you hear that?
From there. Yeah, that they usually I can't find anything wrong with occasionally like a little bit here, a little bit there, but they get all the sticky stuff off.
Yeah,
And
Mhm.
they've got like the door frames are cleaned up. and
that's what
they
we're
do a
dealing
good
with the
job.
Volks. Yeah, same thing.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
our detailers are better than the manufacturers that we use to get their cars ready.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In our opinion. In our opinion.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. I mean, they got to please exterior, outside customers rather than interior, so that if they don't do a good job, people don't come back.
Yeah.
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 And that's part of their business. That is what they do from day to day. That's what they take pride in. My son is a porter, which is the guy that moves cars around a lot at a dealership, and he washes the cars, and I'm not saying my son won't do a good job. However, that's not his main task.
No.
And he's not getting paid really well to make sure your car is spiffy before
Yeah.
you get it,
Yeah.
our military terms. But yeah, so that's just some kid out there just trying to get off work for the day.
Here's some pictures of the interiors that we're talking
Yeah.
about once they
Yeah.
get cleaned. Here's a used car. This was a used car. This was actually a 15.
2015 with
Looks
70,000
brand new.
miles. Yeah.
So that car is detailed and cleaned, and everybody gets a bow. We made this decision about 3 years ago. We love it. You know what it means? Anybody repeat my words? Okay, I need to look at the camera. The bow means you matter
Yes.
to us.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, that's all it means. Like, the red carpet, like, we want to even get a bigger red carpet, maybe the little walk-in red,
That would be fun.
yeah, we're still
Yeah.
working on those details, but go back to this older car. We want to even make sure these older cars are clean. This car here is a 2018. It's used, but it was completely detailed before she took delivery. There's the seats, the interior, there's the dashboard, there's a happy client.
Yes.
Yeah.
Another used car here, Bonnie's Clarity.
Ah, yes, the Clarity.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Yeah, that one came out really nice.
Yeah.
That's a 2018
It was an 18. Yeah.
Yeah.
used.
That's really
There's
good.
the interior.
That's really good looking.
Yeah.
I mean, this
Yeah.
is after we've gotten the car and shipped it here from Texas or whatever, and
And
then
it
it
was
gets clean.
dusty. A lot of the
Yeah.
cars show up and they look like
Yeah.
they've just been covered with a blanket of dust. and we take them to the detailers, and it's amazing to me the stuff that they can do.
Right.
That
Yeah.
they can get stains out, they can get smells out, they can like make the paint look nice again.
Yeah.
We've got other vendors that can fix paint, vendors that can actually fix this interior
Yeah, scuffs,
seats.
bumper scuffs,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Amazes me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what? My most exciting part of it, besides seeing the client happy, is when we put those tags on there. When you
Yeah.
got an auto search tag on your car, that's not just some advertisement for a dealership like we see the average vehicle.
Yeah.
That's a stamp of quality right there. Really,
I like it.
it
I like
really
that.
is.
I like
that.
You know, we put some time and effort into making sure every detail was top notch to the best of our ability. It's
Yeah.
still a mechanical piece of equipment, but
Yeah,
we
oh,
did our
no doubt.
best. You know.
All right. Let me think if I can think of anything else about detail.
I
So
love the tire and wheel shine.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah,
I
that is
mean,
really important.
Yeah, because I mean,
it changes the whole car.
it
does,
really
yeah.
does, and dealers won't do it. I mean,
Mhm.
dealers won't do it or won't do it well. But like when our detailers do the tire and wheel shine, they make it look like these tires just got put on
Mhm.
and
Brand new. yeah.
brand new. I mean, they look incredible.
There's an older van.
I love
Yeah.
that picture.
Yeah,
I mean, here's the
and-
thing, guys. When you're doing the delivery with auto search, like here's the thing. This is no matter what year you're buying, it's new to you,
Mhm.
and we want you to feel like, oh my goodness, I mattered in this particular
Yeah.
transaction.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
you know, this family needed the car for their kids. They needed all-wheel drive. You know, so all of that stuff matters.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It really does.
So let's do a pattern interrupt.
Oh, Don linked Ken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello, Don.
Pattern interrupt. I got something for y'all. I'd like to change this monotonous tone. We're going to be doing auto broker mentoring.
Oh, yeah.
People out there that want to bring in a business, they want to build a business on their own. Twice a month, we're going to be going live, not live, closed. We're going to be having a Zoom meeting, and we're going to put it on Facebook, LinkedIn, and other places soon, so you can sign up for that. If you'd like to join in to learn how to build one of these businesses, tune in. You know, we're going to teach you everything. We're going to answer all your questions. We're not going to hold anything back because I feel like if we give it away, it'll come back to us 1,000%. We don't have any. It's going to be total transparency. So if you want to learn how to be a broker or how to build one of these businesses, we're going to be doing that soon, and you're going to see the stuff on Facebook and LinkedIn. So let us know if you'd like to join up. Just click the link, fill out the form. We'll be in touch. You'll get an invite to the Zoom meeting. All right.
I think that was a commercial.
Yeah, it is.
It was a very
Now
nice
back to our
commercial.
regular
by the way.
scheduled
Oh.
program.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's going to be free.
Oh,
Wow.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not charging for it. I mean,
Right.
like right now, you
Yeah.
know, but like maybe 2 years from now. But my brothers challenged me to do this on a monthly basis, and then build a following, and we're gonna work to help some people out.
Absolutely.
So, all right, enough on professional detail.
Yeah.
Okay, so paint the picture. We bought the car. You haven't seen it yet. It goes through the shop. It goes through detail. Then you show up and see the car. You see the red bow. You walk around the car. You start getting in the car. Marcus comes outside and says, "Hey, let me go through all your vehicle features with you."
Mhm.
Some people need a lot of time. Some people don't.
Yeah.
We try to give you as much time as you need and be respectful of your time. Our delivery process usually only takes about an hour.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
The
you want
whole
to talk
process.
about that, the features?
Yeah. So, I mean, typically what I run through with my clients is the most important thing, like how to open your gas tank, because that's different with every car. And a lot of people, when they go to first fill up their new car, they're like, oh my
What
gosh,
side's the
what
tank
side's the tank's on? Do I just touch it? Is there a lever somewhere? Is there a button? So
Mhm.
that's a really important thing. And then it's also getting them accustomed to the safety features inside the vehicle, especially on the newer stuff when we're talking about adaptive stop and go cruise control. If you want to use that, it is very important to go through all of the systems and the settings in that specific safety feature.
Mhm.
So okay, this line does this, this does
Right.
this. So you are comfortable using that when that time comes. Also how to turn on and off lane keep assist and things like that. How to turn on your blind spot monitoring, getting your phone all hooked up to the Bluetooth.
That's
Yeah.
what people want.
Yeah,
They want
really,
their
they
phone
want their
hooked up.
music, right?
Yeah.
So, getting their phone hooked up to the Bluetooth. Typically, my clients don't have too much, or don't want too much information about the engine or anything like that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Much to my dismay, I'm sure.
yeah, much to my dismay,
Yeah,
because I would
it's
love to
fine.
go through all of that. But then some cars come with, like the newer Volkswagens come with what I like to call the grocery Legos in the back, where
Yeah.
So there's just some things that you have to go through with certain other vehicles, like on the Volkswagens also, like there's a black bar in the Tiguan's where the blind spot monitor will show orange, where in other Volkswagens or most other cars it's an icon in the mirror.
Oh yeah, you're talking
Right.
about the actual light on the mirror.
Yeah, but
Right.
showing
Like in
them,
the- yeah.
showing your client where that is will help them. I mean,
Be
so
safe, yeah.
something just doesn't glow orange, and they're like, "What in the world is that?" While they're
Right,
driving,
yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
And then like 4-wheel drive vehicles where the 4-wheel drive stuff is, like
Yeah.
if they have different drive settings, how to change all those, and
Right.
that sort of things. Making sure the clock's set to the right time. If we get it from say Georgia, it's gonna come to
We
us.
try to
in
do that
Eastern
beforehand.
time.
Yeah.
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 And just like you said, the car is new to them. So, I mean, removing old settings,
Mhm.
things that may make the car seem as if it's not theirs at the moment. Is someone else's name is in there. Someone else's phone is in there programmed. We delete all that stuff. So the car is yours, is brand new, is waiting for you. Well, it's a new car to you, and it's waiting for your input, your lifestyle, your experience with it.
It's the second largest
Yeah.
purchase people make, and we
Yeah.
take that seriously. And I want to make
Absolutely.
sure that they get what they need.
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
So introducing the features is important, and also warning people and letting them know, hey, this car may be a lot less noisy than the one you're used to driving. You ever been in one of these used cars, and you get into another one, and all of a sudden you're doing 90 miles an hour and you don't realize it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
It happens all the time. I'm like, hey,
Mhm.
you've been driving a car that's 10 years old. This car is going to be moving a lot faster than you think because it doesn't make as much noise.
Yeah.
It's a lot less noisy when you're going down the road. So just explaining those little things to
Mhm.
people, I feel is important.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
well, it's a general thing. Like if you keep your cars for a long time, then you get into a new car. It's like a thing from NASA. Like
Yeah.
you don't know what any
Yeah.
of these things are.
Yeah.
And so it can be helpful to have somebody go over
Yeah.
the features with you, or like you said, like the lights that are going to come on my car. It like makes this noise at me under certain conditions, and I kind of understand what it's doing, but it like if I didn't know, it would be very scary. I'd be like, what?
Yeah, like-
the car's falling apart.
Especially with like the lane keep assist, if you just have it set to vibrate, if you start to
Mhm.
drift just a little out
Oh,
of your
yeah.
lane, their steering wheel will
Right,
vibrate.
Yeah,
yeah.
it feels like something's broken.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it'll scare
exactly. It'll scare you. That's right.
Yeah, it'll scare you. So
Like ghosts are driving your car
Oh
when
my
you're
God.
not looking. And that, yeah,
Yes.
I mean, that's a feature that I can't stand.
I
but
love that
mean-
feature.
Yeah.
that's
And then there's other road testing stuff. Like not everybody, believe it or not, guys out there, not everybody requires a test drive. They just don't. I mean, believe it or not, they don't. They come in, the cars are clean, they're ready to go. So not everybody does.
Yeah.
However, it's available. Like a lot of
Mhm.
people are wondering, like, I don't get to test drive the car before I buy it. And I'm like, oh, yes, you do. It's parked right out front. Like when you come in, once again, that car is sitting right out front, looking like this, and you can test drive it. It's like great. Bonnie jumped in actually, you test drive this Lexus.
I never got to drive this Lexus.
You
but
didn't get to drive it?
No.
Did you go with her?
No, I didn't. We had to finish something, and
Oh, wait, but you had test driven them before you bought this
I
one.
so badly wanted to drive that
Okay.
car.
Let's pick one that you did test drive. Did you test drive look at you test drove
The
this
Clarity, yeah.
Yeah,
This
that's
car.
my car, right?
That's
Yeah,
Bonnie. So
Yeah,
like,
that's
yeah,
me.
Bonnie demanded a test drive on her own car.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And,
I
So
wanted the full experience.
when you're going down the road, those features get explained to you as well, especially if you're new to the safety tech, you don't understand what's going on. It's good to take it on the road a little bit. So go on the road, get that test drive done. That's important for people.
Yeah.
Yep.
You want to see how fast the car's running,
Mhm.
if everything feels right. Did we do our job?
Yeah.
That's the
Right,
question, right?
right.
Did we do our job? Did we do everything we told you we were going to do? And we don't expect you to pay us up front. Like, look the car over. Let's go. We've done all this work to make sure that this is perfect for you. Now it's time to show and prove.
Right.
Right.
We don't shy away from it. We're very excited about this particular moment, and there's nothing to hide. So let's test drive the car, make sure everything's good. And at that point, once you park that car, you come back into the office, right? And it's time for document signing, which is dreadful to most people, right, Marcus?
Oh yeah.
What happens at the
absolutely.
dealerships?
Well, at the dealerships,
Without slamming people, but
Well, at the
difference.
dealerships I worked at, I won't name any names. What we did was once we brought out a pencil, so the initial, I guess, what we would call buyer's order, they have all the prices and everything
The
listed.
customer
on there,
says,
all
"Yep,
the-
I'll take this."
Yeah, you circle a number that you'd like to pay because they've got 4 different options on there. So you circle the best fit for you, and then you wait about an hour and a half to 2 hours to go into a finance office or the box. And then that finance guy is going to try to sell you more products for 2.5 hours while he's also having you sign the paperwork. And then after that, so just the signing of the paperwork takes like 3 to 4 hours. And then once you're out of there, you're out of the box.
3
You
to
can
4 hours.
That's
I mean,
ridiculous.
on like Saturdays, yeah. Like
Holy
if
cow.
there's like 2 people in there, like then it'll be fine. And if you're very stern with your finance manager that you get stuck with, I mean, you'll be okay too, as long as you're very clear with them. No, I don't want to buy any of your warranties. Leave me alone.
Yeah.
But those finance guys are salespeople too.
Yeah.
And they'll try to sell you everything they can. But yeah, you're stuck in that box for a little bit. I mean, you sign 3 to 7 pieces of paper with your actual salesperson at the dealer, and then you go back into the finance office to sign the retail installment contract and the warranty products. Is all you're really signing in the box, but it takes a very long time. And then in some cases, your car's not even out of detail yet, and you got to wait outside of the box with your folder in your hand, just sitting there drinking a cup of coffee while you're waiting 30 more minutes for the car to get out of detail.
Which it's like they do a couple of $100 million a month in sales, so
Yeah.
those processes are down. They do it. It's just different here.
Yeah.
You work with this guy from start to finish, or me from start to finish, or Bobby or Bonnie, with your finance documentation, all of your stuff, and questions answered. What's my interest rate? All of these things are actually done before the sale, but it's verified during the sale and the transaction of the documents. So in writing, here's your interest rate, here's your payments, here's your payment start date, here's all of your stuff, right?
And we go through it in a lot more detail than most dealers would, because in my experience, with some of my clients, they really like the slow explanation of like, here's your vehicle information, here's your information, here's your payment information. Going through every little step-by-step detail with them really gives them a peace of mind. But some people don't require that. They're just like, yeah, just run through it and let me sign. And we try to personalize it to each individual client based off of either respecting their time, or if they already know what they're doing, then they don't want you to go through every single itty bitty step with them.
Yeah, I mean, we built a lot of trust and we worked on these documentation. Nothing's changed.
Yeah,
we don't have any surprises. So like it's very simple. The point you need to know is that after you've seen the car and you're happy, then we do the paperwork. So we're getting paid for our performance. I mean, now it's time for us to finish the documentation so that we can collect the monetary aspect of the deal. But at this point, we've already shown you exactly what has happened with the car. You're happy with it. You test driven it. Your phone's set up. Everything's good. And it's going to take about half an hour now to close your documents. So most of the time they're prepared before you come in. If everybody's collected the data, license, insurance, everything like that, those things are very, very unilateral across the car business. You have to have the same IDs and stuff like that. But, it's really, really simple. And we don't think it needs to be difficult.
No,
Right.
Not at all.
Right.
totally unnecessary to be difficult.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't have any pictures of any loan closings, HIPAA and other things, but I might have some pictures of the
Really,
office.
cars are much more interesting to look at on the screen than
Yeah,
paperwork. Here is a retail installment contract. That's
you
don't
much
wanna-
more fun. Like, here's a happy client
Yes.
and her vehicle.
That's a used 4Runner,
Yes.
2020.
I love the 4Runners.
After it's been
I
detailed,
love the 4Runners, man.
detailed, cleaned.
What a beautiful car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess when you're talking about documents as well, I mean, my favorite part of it is, the warranties as well, because the warranties are once again another stage of protecting the client.
Yeah.
And they're at a fraction of cost at certain places where you go. It's no guideline to what that costs. So with us, it's usually at a fraction of the cost that they would normally pay.
Yeah.
And they got a used car with probably way more coverage than what they would have gotten on a new car. We're getting another 50,000 miles or more,
Yeah.
added to that warranty. So you got peace of mind when you leave here with your new used car.
Absolutely.
You know?
And you don't have to make a decision about it at the last minute.
Right.
The best part. Like,
Right.
we're
You
gonna
know
talk
it's
about
coming.
it beforehand. You can think about it. You can talk to your spouse about it. You have time to
Yes.
think through what you want to do.
Exactly.
Ask questions that.
Yeah, and we will show you different mileage and year options to where it makes the most sense for you and your car.
Yes.
And we're not going to try to force you into anything.
Right.
No.
You know, if we offer a warranty, it's because we truly believe that either it will be a smart idea,
Mhm.
or yeah, we're just looking out for your safety and your peace of mind in the future. You know, it's not if we offer a warranty, it's not because we're giving you a bad car. It's because we want you to be stress free for as long as possible throughout your loan term.
That Mazda's a 16.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It cleaned up well.
Yeah, it did.
This was
Car.
earlier this year. These are some clients of mine, repeat clients. They've probably purchased 3 or 4 cars, but
Is that a Wilderness Outback?
Wilderness
That
Outback.
was Jesse.
That's pretty
Yeah.
sweet.
And it's kind of funny you said it cleans up well, but realistically, it's like we from the beginning of the process, we chose the best looking one and the best
You're
operating
absolutely
one.
right.
Yeah.
It wasn't
know-
a dog before that. Yeah. You know, you're right. It's all about how I say it. It's like, you're right. The car was
Yeah.
clean.
We chose the best possible vehicle of the options that the
We know
client
people
wanted.
have budgets. Some
Right.
people have limited budgets. Not everybody has unlimited budget in the car business, and you have to find cars that fit that. But it doesn't mean they have to be old and trashed out. Like, this is a Ford that you used as well.
Mhm.
Mhm.
I remember this truck. I can't remember. who
This is like a
handled
little
that deal.
walk down memory lane for
Yeah, I
us.
know.
Yeah.
But-
There's the
I
detail.
saw my old
Your
car in the background.
I know, I
was
saw
like,
mine
I know
too.
the
I'm
Prius. I
pretty
was like,
sure
oh my
I
gosh.
cried.
PTSD a little bit.
Yeah.
No.
Where's the
Oh,
old
there's my car.
where's that old 15-year-old Ford F-150 that cleaned up so well?
That's not on. It's on the
Do
website.
they have that one? Okay.
Well, here's the office, guys. Like, if you're thinking about how does it look when we close, where do we sit down? Here's where you have coffee. Here's the office location. This is the closing room here. So, you know, you sit at the desk, you know, and make that happen. This is my office where we're sitting right now. So, those chairs are gone. They were not good.
They broke.
Yeah, they broke. So, you know, there's places for you to sit down. There's Bonnie's office.
In the days when it used to be neater.
Yeah, Marcus's office. So, you know, you've got places to sit down and do your documentation
Yeah.
and have a nice experience taking delivery of your car. Very simple.
Very
Yeah.
simple.
Mhm.
That's the idea. Is to make it simple for you. Not necessarily simple for us. We're doing the work. We're making it easy. You come and pick up the car. It takes an hour. You go on with your life.
Yeah.
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 That-
Yeah. We
And
did
I
our due
mean-
diligence to make sure that it was ready in an hour. We did all the hard work well before
Yeah,
they
well
showed
before
up.
they- Yeah.
Mhm.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll come back and do a video on how the search process works and what we go through and how many things we go through to look at these cars.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I think people have a certain thought about that, you know, like they don't know, you
Right.
know, everything
No,
that goes
everything.
into it. You have to
Yeah.
educate them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
that's true.
I try to go through it a lot with my clients, especially on the used cars.
Mhm.
hmm
I want to be upfront and as transparent as possible. As soon as you walk in my office, right? Like I'll walk you through exactly what I'm going to do.
Mhm.
And it's all really to take the stress away from you, because that's what our goal is to make this buying experience for you the easiest and least stressful car buying experience you'll ever have.
Cool.
Yeah. And that's really the business model. That business model is to, hey, we find the car, you continue to earn a living and take care of your family and take care of your responsibilities. This should not have to be one of them that you gotta double check and get second opinions and all these other things to make sure someone is not trying to take advantage of you. You know,
Yeah.
you waste a lot of time really doing that part of it because you don't know who you can trust.
It's a
That's
lot of
really
time.
what it's about.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, cool, guys. Anything else you want to add?
No, it's a short process. It's a short video.
Short, simple, sweet.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still been, how long has it been?
35
35.
minutes.
35
yeah.
minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, if you guys have any questions out there, please put it in the comments. We'd love to answer your questions, and we will try to get back to you as soon as we can for our broker Zoom training calls twice a month. Bonnie's going to be leading some of those.
Oh.
Absolutely. I'm not going to do it by myself.
Yeah.
All right.
If you're interested in those classes or would like to learn more about our company, feel free to like this video, comment, and even
Share.
direct message us. Yeah, share our
Please
videos.
share the videos. Yeah.
Like, subscribe, all that
Yeah,
stuff.
like and
subscribe.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if you are interested in the future projects that we're doing, feel free to DM any of us, and we'll try to get back to you as soon as possible.
Absolutely.
Thanks for tuning in, guys, or watching it on a replay. Have a great day.
That's it.